Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but we're going to try this again. That I was discussing, or we'll start discussing, some news that I heard today. And I was actually in the process of checking my email, and something flashed across the screen. And I actually took a double take and realized there was a school shooting in Nashville. And how there's so much that's going on around the world. And often we carry that weight on our shoulders. When we think about today being Monday, and hopefully you had a restful weekend, but we think about it's the start of the week when research says the majority of heart related um, events happen on Monday. That heart disease is the leading cause, one of the leading causes of death in both men and women. And we often hear about mental health day and mental health month, but actually mental health should be an everyday occurrence. That every day we are taking the time to decompress, to assess and rid of unnecessary energy. That throughout your day, data came to you. Some of it may have tried to plant inside of you, your internal garden, your subconscious mind. People projecting their pain on you, calling you outside of your name, maybe pushing you, maybe saying inappropriate things, maybe being yelled at, um, not talked to. Throughout our day, you can think about all of the information that you took in and how it needs to have its proper place. And that proper place is not inside of you. When someone has projected their pain, calling outside your name, demeaning, saying something demoralizing, we need to give that back to that person. And I've talked about that even as a child when people would say things that I would say, that belongs to you. I'm going to give that back to you. And it can make your load so light, instead of being heavily weighed down by what people do and what they say. Because remember, it's out of the heart that the mouth speaks, that the issues of life come out. And people have a choice. They choose how they want to respond, how they will respond to life events. And how that they respond is often based on their perception and not necessarily you. And I've talked about this. Often we take the impersonal personal. You know, um, there's so much that happens, and we have to say, okay, where are my boundaries? That where what belongs to me and what belongs to someone else. Let me give that back to them because I have enough on my plate than to take someone else's projected pain, if you will. I just I know, even seeing that there was another school shooting, and how that person must, not saying I know how they feel, but just thinking about being in a situation where you feel you must have to do that to someone else, and praying for their family and praying, for just comfort and peace to surround everyone involved. Um, and people say, well, I would never do that. You know, um, and we have to think about that even that person may have thought they would never do that. We just never know what someone is going through that causes them to make those decisions that impact others' lives in such a way that you take a life. And it just really, after hearing that, I just wanted to come on and just talk about the meaning of decompressing. Even just hearing that, and even just the things that we go through daily, all that information that comes to us, all of those experiences, and how we must find a way to maintain that inner peace inside of us. Even as a parent and thinking about my children and probably them attending school, brick and mortar school. So, because we've had them in an online education program, and part of it was the bullying and everything else that has been going on around in this world. And knowing that we cannot hide our children, but we can do what we can to help protect them. We can do what we can to help guide them. We can do what we can to be there for them as much as we can. And so if you've, I try not to watch a whole lot of news, um, because I know it can be overwhelming, um, but also to stay somewhat abreast of what's going on, because then I feel like I know what to pray for. I know um, what to do for myself, because that's how this whole thing started about breaking the cycle of pain, is learning the importance of facing my emotions, facing that energy, how I feel, anger, frustration, bitterness, hatred, resentment, and vengeance, facing those emotions so that you don't project them or give them to someone else. Because once you have felt that pain, I mean, truly have been present for that pain, the end result or goal is that you don't want anybody else to go through that. And you will do whatever you can, even for your children, for yourself, that you address your emotions and that you put them in their rightful place so that you do not oppose your feelings or oppose someone else's life with your feelings. And so I hope that you will find some time, not just today, but every day, to decompress, to assess your day, to are you still frustrated? Did someone say something that was inappropriate? Did someone do something that was inappropriate? Are you still talking about it? Are you angry about it? Are you frustrated about it? Because I tell you, anger, rage has a mind of its own, and it can take the most gentle person and turn them into something else. So I do not take for granted the power of emotions and feelings. I want to assess that too as I go through my day and continue to guide my children to face your emotions, because even the smallest amount of projection as a child can turn into and just like kicking and pushing can turn into a gun or something else. So I hope you're taking time to take care of yourself, to preserve. I've been talking about self-preservation, to preserve who you are, to preserve your innocence, to preserve your mind, to preserve your inner peace, to know what you can control and what you cannot, to ask for guidance and wisdom from infinite intelligence, the power that created all of us and all of this that surrounds us. That there is a path, there is a way, there's always another way to get through life, and that we don't have to struggle with our emotions because we're far bigger, far better than that. I will talk to you guys soon. Make today and the rest of this life great. Take time for yourself. All right, talk to you guys soon. Take care.